my comfy cabin at the Eden Valley Guest Ranch, and I'm now headed into Molson. Well, I've arrived at the Grange Hall here in Molson, and people are just starting to pile in here for the pancake breakfast. This is also the area where the craft show will be later on today. And this evening, a great Italian dinner. Alright, I have arrived at Molson Lake. I'm going to go out here and check on the action and see what size fish are being caught. I see the open water over here that indicates that the aerator is working good, and that's really going to make a difference this year, hopefully, in terms of the amount of fish caught. This is quite a setup here. They're ready for a nice day ice fishing here at Molson Lake. People are just starting to fish after that hearty breakfast. Now I've made my way down to Sidley Lake, which is just a short distance down the road from Molson. And this lake is quite a bit larger in length than Molson, but is fairly shallow. It again is helped with an aerator through the winter time, and there's a lot of folks parked here. For the first time, the Okanagan County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Department is here with a lot of their equipment on display. Well, here's a group. Boy, you're really set up. You got the fire going, your rods are already baited in the holes. You having a good time today?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you get up to the breakfast?
Yes.
Oh boy. That's a great breakfast they had this morning. Now, have you fished this one before?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. Where are you guys from?
Wenatchee.
Yeah.
Riverside.
Omak, all over, boy. They do a great community event here. Yeah. And hopefully we'll see some rods bouncing and some fish will get caught today. Yep. Just moved down to the bottom end of Sidley Lake. Some open water down here due to that aerator. Now I'll go down here and check on the anglers and see if there's any action here down at the bottom end of Sidley Lake. Here's a serious business ice fishing shack. Isn't that cute? Sure, he's nice and comfy in there.
What's that? Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, with a 3-point hit with an auger on it. Yeah. Those things. I noticed they're staying really close to the edge. Yeah, I went right out by that open. And now he's thinking about going to Mexico.
I wanted to get here and do this before everybody gets back here for lunch and the big dinner this evening. This place is going to get packed. Here's a whole bunch of items. They're all made from shed antlers that have been collected from the area. Here at the Molson Grange, where you can come back, as I have, to get a fresh cup of coffee or cocoa. So you head out and try your luck again.
Honey, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste, 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Let me get the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
This is Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and when I fish the Upper Columbia and the Madhow Rivers for steelhead, I stay at the Lake Pateros Inn. I can tie my boat right up out front and be minutes from the action. The famous Miller Hole on the Madhow is less than 2 miles away. The rooms are comfortable and surprisingly affordable, and I'll be making the Lake Pateros Inn my base camp. To learn how to book your room at the Lake Pateros Inn, log on to lakepaterosmotorin.com or call 866-444-1985. Well, this morning at Sidley Lake, I mentioned there's a big presence of the Okanagan County Search and Rescue Unit. They brought all their toys. They've got four-wheelers on tracks and all kinds of things. But I'm with Denny Hughes, who's the president of this group, and he was telling me about some specialized boats that they have for winter rescue.
The piece of equipment that we brought up today is called a Fortuna, or a rapid deployment craft. It's basically like, it just looks like a big yellow banana, 2 yellow bananas joined at both ends. And this piece of equipment can be blown up very quickly with scuba tanks or the SCBA tanks that firemen use. And it can be pushed right out to a person who has gone through the ice or on water. Even on land, it can be pulled by ATVs or snowmobiles, and it can carry 4 people easily. And these are very expensive pieces of equipment, about $3,500 a piece. But we bring it to events like this because if someone does happen to go through the ice, and we can push this right over top of them. It's joined at both ends, so it looks like you've got a couple of horseshoes on each end.
Right.
And you push it right over to the person, grab the person, and then the team on the back end just starts pulling it back across the ice. And they're, I think, probably one of the best pieces of rescue equipment that's been developed in the last probably 75, 80 years for ice rescue and water rescue. And we have one in the Madhow, and we have one here in Omak, Okanagan that we use. And last weekend we had about 60 people from 5 different counties and several agencies at Concanelli, where we did our annual ice rescue program.
Okay.
And the majority of those people were firemen or police officers that are your first responders to, areas like this when we have an incident.
Yes.
And so we brought that up today along with one of our track UTVs that carries that or pulls it around. We've got our SAR bus today and our communications equipment, so
yes,
we're pretty much set up. We've got about a dozen of our team members here today, and we try and support all the events that go on like this in the Okanagan County area, and we are the largest county in the state of Washington.
Yes, that's a lot of territory.
A lot of territory to cover, so we have an excellent group of folks and highly trained and highly motivated. And we're always looking for new members, so if anybody's interested in joining the Okanagan County Search and Rescue Team, they can call me at 509-486-2556 or the Okanagan County Sheriff's Department at 422-7232. How's
That's
that?
Great.
Huh?
That's great. Well, I really appreciate you being here. I mean, this is just a perfect opportunity to show people the prowess of all the different things that you have. And I'm going to have you show me that specialized boat, so we can get a shot to show the audience too.
Okay,
but
excellent.
Really appreciate you and your whole crew being here today at the 8th Annual Northwest Ice Fishing Festival.
Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you, Dave. I hear you on the radio all the time, so as soon as you said your name a while ago, I knew exactly who you were, so it's good to see you here. Except Yara, that hat, you know, I think should be a cougar hat, a husky hat over in this part of the world. So.
I'm hearing a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's a good icebreaker, so to speak. Huh?
Yes.
All right.
Thanks again,
Dave.
Dewey.
Okay, turn sideways, go that way. Okay, set it back down.
Okay, there's the two open ends. Wow, that is fast. Here we are at the Italian-style dinner, and look at that. Oh, what a great plate. Lasagna and spaghetti, all homemade. With garlic bread, and wait till you see the dessert.
We have a 7-year-old who keeps the oldest contestant.
Until it's gone, I guess.
This was very good.
What do you recommend?
What is each?
Ice Fishing Festival. My name is Clyde Andrews. I am the president of the local Chamber of Commerce in Oroville that sponsors this. But it's really run by Robin right here. Thank you, Robin. And then we need to introduce Denny Hughes, who is with the Okanagan Search and Rescue. They come here and volunteer their time, for the most part, to be here and help us out.
Outstanding turnout. Thank you folks for being here, and thank you so much for the donations that we did receive today. We certainly appreciate the support that we get from the community. Obviously, if it weren't for some of you folks that get into danger or trouble once in a while, there'd be no reason for our existence. But we are glad we are there. We're an all-volunteer organization. We spend our own money for equipment and training. Of course, Frank Rogers, our sheriff, spends money for the big stuff through grants and so forth. But again, thank you so much for all that you do for us. And I want you all to support Search and Rescue. If you're interested in volunteering, let me know. You can go online to Okanagan County, Okanagan Search and Rescue, Okanagan County Search and Rescue.com, and we have a whole website there on Facebook and so forth. So support Search and Rescue, get lost. I'm just kidding. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The goal of Battery Systems is to provide the best products combined with the most efficient service at competitive prices. I've found their people live up to this, so don't buy anything without talking to them. You should make their batteries and accessories your choice to power your vehicles and boats. This is Dave Graybill, and I choose Battery Systems to keep me running onshore and on the water. To find a Battery Systems product expert in a location near you, log on to batterysystems.net.
When you're fishing in Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, even Rufus Woods, the place to stay is at Cooley Playland in Electric City. They have camping and RV hookups right on the water. There's a launch with fuel and one of the best tackle shops in the area. You can get your state and tribal fishing licenses right there. Cooley Playland has been the friendly place to stay for fishermen for decades, and if you haven't camped there yet, you'll learn why. Call for reservations at 509-633-2657. Be sure to visit their website at cooleyplayland.com.
I'd like to introduce to you Kay Sibley, who is the director of, is she here? Of the Borderlands Historical Society. If you look around, you'll see new signs being put up around Oroville on the history of the buildings and the blocks, and they do a lot of other things, Kay?
Thank you. And I'm supposed to talk about the Visitor Center, but I want you to know there are not only more signs coming, but our plan is to also start putting signs up in Tenasserim that is being raised today to help us run an efficient and knowledgeable VIC for all of you. So thank you. Mom?
Youth first place goes to Hunter Devon.
Hunter Devon, we get this to you regardless. Second place for youth, $50.
You.
Victoria Santa Cruz.
Did you use your money to register? Well, then you have to share some of this.
Hey, who is our winner for the eldest fisherman, and where are you from?
I'm from Spokane, Washington, and I'll be 80 years old 11th of April.
Oh, you're getting a ribeye steak dinner from FB's downtown Oroville, and go visit them tonight. You'll enjoy it. $500 going to the grand prize, and you didn't even have to catch a fish today. All right? Ken Ross, just a few miles east of us here.
Kenny Cryer, 149.
Visit KenRoss.com. Read how much gold they extracted from Washington State last year.
Well, I'm back at Eden Valley Guest Ranch with Robin Stice, who is the organizer of the 8th annual and many other Northwest fishing festivals. And this is the first time she sat down all day.
Feels pretty good. Oh, there's a lot of things to do. We have a lot of volunteers.
A lot of volunteers, yes. It doesn't happen just on your own, I understand that. And you've done a great job of getting some super sponsors involved.
Ken Ross, KenRoss.com.
KenRoss.com.
Yes.
Major sponsor.
Yes.
And
sponsor.
one of the things you made a notice during our award ceremony, again, for the second year, no fish were caught, but everyone, so many people won prizes.
Yes.
It was a good time. Now, this day started early for all of us, earlier for Robin than I. My first stop was at the Grange Hall for that great breakfast, and then down to the lakes, bouncing back and forth, talking to the different anglers, and then I spent a lot of time with the search and rescue people. That was the first time they were here.
I'm so glad you could meet them.
They were a great bunch, and again, all volunteers, and I got to see some specialized equipment they have for ice rescue. We're lucky here in Okanagan County that that's available to people here. And then back to the Grange Hall for a fabulous Italian-style dinner.
Yep, that was by Sitzmark Ski Area.
They did a super job of that. That was just fabulous.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford Tough, like the Ford F-150, with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty, with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
Boating is something the whole family can enjoy, and it's surprising how affordable a new boat can be from Bob File Boats and Motors. Stop in today and take a look at the largest selection of boats in North Central Washington, including top names, Bayliner and Tahoe. Bob File Boats and Motors can help you find that boat that fits your needs. And whether it's for fishing or just a ride on the water, you can be sure your new boat will provide hours of fun for years to come. Visit the boating experts today. Bob File Boats and Motors on the Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee, the place to buy a boat.
And Robin, once again, the 8th annual, bigger and better than ever.
Except for the not catching any fish part.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that because I think catching fish was not the first thing on people's list why they come to this event.
Not most of the people.
Not even the second place. I think it's third place, maybe, on the list. And the thing is, without a single fish being caught this year, everyone I talk to wants to come back.
Well, coming from the Fishin Magician, that's the best compliment I can hear all day.
People absolutely love this event. It gets families together. It gets friends together. They spend the day just like I did, going from the breakfast to the lakes, to back to the Grange Hall for dinner.
Lots of visiting.
Visiting, exactly. And this is one of those types of events that you just don't see that much anymore. And that is an event where an entire community rolls up their sleeves and makes sure everybody has a great time.
In a beautiful, scenic environment. The weather held for us. That was great. We had horror stories, that's what I called them, of the report that we could have 15-mile-an-hour winds this afternoon. I was, oh no.
Yeah.
And then when that didn't happen and the sun came out and it got warm and it was pleasant, that was a plus too.
Absolutely. All in all, I'd say this was a wonderful, it was a great time. And again, so much thanks goes to you and your crew that you put together that's there at the table reading the names and handing out the prizes.
Oh, yeah.
Behind the counter making the breakfast, on up to the people that were, you had the EMTs on site today and rescue and on and on and on.
Yeah.
You really know how to dot the I's and cross the T's to make it
right.
event.
Thank you for noticing, but you're right about the sponsors. We had Buyers Market Center, that was our silver level sponsor. We had Princess Foods this year, that was a silver sponsor. And of course, Kinross Gold was our gold level sponsor. And that was great.
And many others right down to, you know, the local restaurants.
Right down to
and
Subway.
Auto stores and everybody was providing certificates for, you know, oil changes on up.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
And that's what makes a community event work.
Yeah.
And Robin, you're doing an excellent
thank
job
you.
with that.
Don't forget that trail ride at Eden Valley Guest Ranch.
That's right. I tell you what.
I was hoping you'd win it.
I would have loved to win that, let me tell you. And also be sure, before I leave here, I'm going to give people a little walking tour of the main lodge here that we're sitting in here now, and the beautiful cabin that we got to stay in.
Well, thank you. You're in a figment of my imagination. You got to see the Grange Hall today.
Yes.
I was raised in this region, and so the Grange Hall was very instrumental in my upbringing. So the lodge is a figment of my imagination, and this is what you get when you cross a church and a Grange Hall. High cathedral ceilings, lots of tables, bathrooms, places for people, and windows with no curtains.
And a great gathering place.
That's right.
Comfortable, great gathering place. And again, I want to thank Robin Stice, her crew, Eden Valley Guest Ranch, for putting me up and for just a tremendous community event here in Molson that took place on Molson and Sidley Lakes, the 8th Annual Northwest Ice Fishing Festival. Looking forward to next year's.
Okay.
We are freezing. It's actually a pretty nice warm day here at Fish Lake. I'm with the owner of the Cove Resort, Scott West, and we're up here today to just get out and talk to a few people and see how they're doing fishing through the ice today. So New Year's Day was the day to be here.
Yeah, we caught about 60.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, mostly off of a Swedish pimple, little silver one with using the little maggots, you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, do you use the little colored ones, the maggots?
No, just the ones we get hooked on toys there, the little...
yeah, they come in, it almost looks like a snooze can.
Snooze can, that's it right there.
There you go,
Yep.
that's the one.
Yeah, and they're really productive, and today it's been really slow. He's caught 3 just a moment ago, and
School must have just blasted through, and there you were waiting for him, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, let's see. Yeah, now the perch up here, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, most of them we were catching were about 8 to 9, 9.5 inches.
Yeah,
just,
they're definitely worth the fillet.
Oh, they filleted out really nice. We had a nice bunch of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's just nothing better. We got the ice auger, and it's really nice to have a sled, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Bring
You
enough
can just
stuff out
load
here
everything up, you know, and
be
you know,
comfortable and
you know, a folding chair, everything goes on the sled, and you're
It
ready
does,
to
yeah.
go. No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too.
No matter where anglers are heading, whether it's Banks Lake, Lake Roosevelt, or Rufus Woods Reservoir, they all make the same stop. That's at Big Wally's in Coulee City. Here they find everything they need for a successful day on the water. Fuel, ice, a tackle shop, and people who know what they're selling behind the counter. State and tribal licenses, even a hot breakfast or lunch. When you're on the go, don't forget to stop at Big Wally's and visit their website at bigwallysfishing.com.
Maggots
That's
and Swedish pimple.
And a Swedish pimple, right.
Yep.
Well, that's good. You know, one of the things we found that worked really good for us, I make a couple of trips every year to Patterson Lake up by Winthrop.
been hearing about that for ice fishing.
Yes, and there's some very nice sized perch in there, and rainbow 16 inches.
Yeah.
Some very nice rainbow too. And what we use up there are mealworms that you can buy at the pet shops.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and those are just seem to be, they work really well. But the Swedish pimple and maggot combination has been around for a long time.
Well, little mini jigs with the little mealy worms on there, and
yeah,
it was working pretty good Friday, but the Swedish pimple was doing better.
That's been the killer, sure.
Yeah, that's a good rig right there normally.
Yeah. Those 3 jigs, sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they make a lot of really neat little jigs and wigglers and shiners. So again, now you just started ice fishing Friday, just a couple of days ago.
Second time out, and I got hooked. And it was we got here about 11:30 on Friday, and they just started biting right away, and
they didn't quit till you had enough to take home.
We finally got cold, and we had a 5-gallon pail half full, and decided to call it quits. And they were nice fish. They're 8-9 inches and just nice and fat, and it was a blast. So I'm hooked.
And you finished the evening with your fillet knives.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep, I did. I got
I'll tell you, that's a lot of fillets.
Got a quart bag full of fillets, and
isn't that? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom of this lake is just carpeted with these little buggers.
To
hear about people catching some of those triploids, I know that there's got to be some left over.
We were just talking about that a little just before you folks showed up.
Yeah.
And I had a jig on with some power bait on there, and had it down in there hoping I'd entice one,
Sure.
but no luck. It's just bite's not on today.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone catch a fish other than what we've got here today. It's,
you know, it can just be that way.
yeah. Well, like I say, telling my son there, bad day fishing's better than a good day at work.
You got that right. Well, I hope that this bite turns on for you and you wind up with taking another nice bucket of perch home for another
Well,
good
I'm going to
fry.
have perch for dinner tonight.
There you
no
go.
No matter what, I've still got that quart bag of fillets in the refrigerator waiting for me. So,
perfect.
Yeah, so it'll be perch tonight.
That's great.
Yep.
We've had a great time up here at Fish Lake today, talking and visiting with different anglers and checking on the fishing. The fishing hasn't been great, but you know what? Everybody's having a great time. Galen Pressler here showed us his catch that he's made today, and also Jim Haskins has also shared his experiences at fishing. All right, way to go, Jim.
All right. First trout ice fishing.
All right.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Fish Lake is known for perch fishing, but there's plenty of nice trout available through the ice here too.
This summer we were up there perch fishing and of course caught, you know, a fair amount of trout along with it.
Yeah.
But I've never really fished this lake much at all, and don't know why. You know, just
it's been in your backyard.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how that
drive over the potholes or up to Wapato or Roses, you know, and but this is a, you know, great little fishery here. I'm hooked.
That's great. We are at Fish Lake. This is a fairly typical sight here. When the ice gets firm on this popular Eastern Washington lake, there are well over 100 anglers out here today, drilling holes through the ice, looking for rainbow trout and yellow perch. I'm going to walk out here now and see if I can see if anybody's having any luck here today at Fish Lake near Lake Wenatchee and only about 20 miles from Leavenworth.
The Evinrude E-Tech. It's a dream come true.
For E-Tech engine sales and service and repair of all boats and motors, call Lyle's Boats and Motors in Kashmir, 663-5191.
When the weather starts to cool, it's the signal for hot fishing for steelhead. If you're not ready for this exciting season, better get to Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee. They have everything a steelheader needs, from rods and reels to jigs and bait. There is no better selection of all this gear than what you'll find on the shelves at Hooked on Toys. Get geared up. Get to Hooked on Toys, 1444 North Wenatchee Avenue, and be sure to visit them online at hookedontoys.com. Okay, here we are at Fish Lake, and your name?
My name is Corey.
Corey, and he's having pretty good luck today. Let's just take a look at Corey's catch here real quick. Look at that bucket of nice fat perch here at Fish Lake. And then let's see what Corey's got on the business end of his rig. You can see he's got a multiple setup, and he's using some of those jigs that I've talked about a little bit. He's got a variety on there.
They work very well.
And you're using those jigs and baiting them with a little bit of maggot, is that right?
That's correct.
And looks like, how much ice do you think we got here today?
It's probably about 7, 8 inches.
Oh yeah, nice good ice out here today. And you can see Corey's set up pretty well. He's got his folding chair, he's got his sled, and oh look, Corey's friend here, looks like she's reeling one in right now. Yay! Look at that. Adding to the catch here. Nice fat perch. And your name?
Ashley.
Ashley. Way to go, Ashley.
Thanks.
That's what it's all about, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And when did you guys get started up here today?
I got here about 8:15.
Yeah, yeah. And the bite's been, you know, not red hot, but pretty steady all through?
It's been hit and miss.
Yeah.
You know when there's a school under you, that's for sure. As quick as you can drop it down, you
Is
get
that
another
right?
hit.
Oh, that's great. Well, I see you have a lot of company out here today. This is about as busy, I think, I've ever seen Fish Lake.
It's been...
There's another perch coming up through the ice. And what's your name?
Andy.
Andy. Now, are you from Wenatchee or
Cashmere?
From Cashmere. Great. Andy's adding another one to the pile over here. They've got a pretty good mess of perch going.
Get some more rest of them over there too. In the bucket too.
Really? Well, good. Yeah. It seems like that's one of the tricks to good perch fishing is that you have to be willing to move around a little bit.
So too.
Little schools, they're just moving around, and
Better one.
it looks like a better fish.
You're just showing off because the camera.
That's right.
That's why.
Aha.
They fight a little better when you hook them right there.
Yeah.
Since I don't snowmobile or ski or anything, why it's a nice way to spend some time in the winter.